What up? It's Ray V. Let's get it.
Sad boy.
Sad boy quote of the day.
F ain't for feels, it's for fantasy.
So let's get into our deepest fantasies, baby. I'll give you a third for him, though. Comment section. Anthony says, bro, you are killing it. Keep up the good work. Hey, I appreciate you, Brody. Much love. Today, we are going to go through the orphan team and league that I just adopted and I'm currently drafting in. I've never had an orphan team before, nor have I ever played a dynasty league with total randos, so this finna be an experience. I'm taking y'all with me. This is your sign. Adopt an orphan team and take that thing over. Or just live vicariously through me. That's cool too, I guess. Gotta say, though, it is so refreshing. And the trade-in, y'all, at least currently, damn, it feels pretty simple and easy. Let me just show y'all. Alright, so this is the league with its finest. So my team right here. So it is, I believe, 10-man starters and 20 bench spots, dog. 20 bench spots. So let's go through the squad. Got Shroud, McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. Solid 3 right there. A little old in the running back room, but hey, man, let me win that chip right here, right now. Get my money back easy. Got Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, and Jacoby Myers. Sam Laporta, Mike Evans, Brenton Strange, and Bryce Young. So Brenton Strange are a little ugly there, but you'll see why he's even in that starting lineup. You got 20 bench spots. You have the wildest type of, this 12-team league. As you can see here, 12-team dynasty, super flex, PPR, tight end premium league. So QBs will be overvalued, tight ends will be overvalued, and it's 12-team with 20 bench spots. You guys see some crazy benches right here, but we got Russell Wilson, so I probably have to keep him just in case he returns for a crazy stint, and I can sell him off for a third or something. I got Shador on my team, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Mostert, Justice Hill, Zach Moss. Crazy that Zach Moss is on this team, but hey, maybe he signed somewhere. But he's probably one of the guys I'm gonna cut. Elijah Mitchell, just got cut by the Chiefs. Definitely probably going to cut him, unfortunately. Isaiah Pacheco, Malik Washington, DeAndre Hopkins, Curtis Samuel, Greg Dortch, and Gabe Davis. So I don't know why this guy's bench was not even full all the way, but it is what it is. 4 IR spots. We had Sam Laporta here, and then taxi right here. I got Milrow. Maybe you try to pawn him off to the Sam Darnold owner. And I got Martinez right here. Might just hold him just because these guys probably have value. I mean, I'm not going to drop Milrow for sure, but Martinez, we'll see how the waivers look like. And so right here, you can kind of already see the moves. Just when I joined the league 2 days ago, just say what's up, blah, 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 set up my league safe. And I was the 102 right here. And I had all my picks and everything. You know me, you've seen these videos. Hey, put it up on the block. Let me trade back. Let me get some value. I even wrote it down right here. Slammed it right in front of everybody. Right when I joined the league, I said down to trade back right here. Back to the 103 to 105. Whoever wants Mendoza, I don't want Mendoza. Somebody come up to the 102, trade back with me. Let's make some offers. Let's make a deal. Let's get it. I joined this league and I said, laid it on the table and said, trade me. So I did that, and then this guy put T-Mac on the block, even though I seen that he already had him on the block, so he re-put him on the block just so I make sure I could see him. So he put T-Mac, he put Jackson Dart. When I was prepping, I seen the trade block already, and I was glancing at people's teams, but I wasn't totally looking at them fully. And we're starting now, no timer. So I put Shador on the block. I don't know the sentiment on Shador in this league. Sentiment around the dynasty community is he has a shot, but Deshaun Watson has the inside track. Do these guys all have the same info as me? Try to get a feel of the room and just see, what I could do, what I could play around with. It was my turn on the clock, and I was just saying, hey, my bad, y'all. I'm waiting on offers, waiting on declines, waiting on counters. The 101 took Jeremiah Love, of course. These guys right here talking about the entire draft class. They talking about how they hate the draft class and all. And this is the guy I joined the league off of, so I know he also hates the draft class. He's just some guy I follow on Twitter. I like his takes. Sometimes they're wild, sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're on the spot. And he just posted an orphan team, and I was like, hey, man, this team looks pretty good. Those FFPC teams, they all shut down, or not shut down, but all the orphan teams were gone because I guess there was a cutoff date. Maybe I should have looked more into that. I should have researched it more. That's my fault. I wanted to do a $100 league, and I wanted to do a $1 league, or like the buy-ins, $1 ones would have been horrible. Probably had no picks. You remember when we were going through them all. They were pretty bad. Definitely wanted to do that. So hey, got my orphan kick right here. So I joined with him. I know his feel of the board, feel of a couple players and everything. And then I'm shooting in the DMs. I'm not gonna show all the DMs, but I'm shooting in the DMs, and some people are replying to me. I'm writing little things in there, just like, oh, not sure if you want to trade up to the 102. I don't really want Mendoza here. You kind of look like you need Mendoza. You kind of look like you're gonna rebuild it. A little kiki and chill in the DMs and stuff, but nothing too crazy. I won to 107, and so I'm still on the clock here. You guys are making a bunch of moves, and man, it might be a little passive aggressive, just saying that, hey, go make your pick, man. Go make your pick. But I was actually trying to make deals, so if I was just gonna pick there, I would not have wasted everyone's time, and I was just letting them know, hey, I'm talking to people right now, and bam, got a trade right here. So this was my original offer to him, and I was like, hey, don't know if you want Mendoza, but I'd rather trade back because I don't want to add a QB here. You know, just being straight up, letting him know what's up. He just countered. This is all he did. Straight up countered, and he said, you know, not enough interest for me to move back to 110, but you know, we'll see what's up. So I'm sending the 102, trading back to the 105, and I get a 207 and 208 on top instead of the 105, 110. I probably would have just traded that 110 maybe, but I don't know what I would have done, but you know, I just wanted to play it by ear, stay fluid. You know, my team looks like it can compete now, but definitely want to not make it a tweener team, but just have some more like insulated value in there just in case that's just not draft picks. I feel like I know the board. I feel like I know the rookies a little too well, and it seems like all these guys hate rookie picks is the sentiment I'm getting when I'm sending out these DMs, when I'm reading the league chat. That's what I'm feeling with these guys. So you know what we say, when they zig, we zag. So no one wants them picks. Give me all the picks. Give me all the picks. I think I could do it. I think I know all the rookies. I think I know who the good ones to grab are. I got 20 bench spots, dude. I can fill it up with some rookies. So did that trade. Yeah, we completed this trade. That was cool. And then I put up my 105 straight up. And before I even put this pick on the block, I got a guy who DM'd me who said he really wanted the pick. And I had a guy who sent me a trade. I'm not going to keep flipping back and forth between the messages and stuff, but it was my 105 right here and my 2027 first next year, and it was this pick right here, the 105, this draft class, and a 2027 first for T-Mac and Terry McLaurin. And I was like, that is a really good trade. I was thinking about sending the 102 to him straight up for T-Mac, if I'm being honest, like if I wasn't able to trade back. So I was like, that's a really nasty trade, and that, you know, T-Mac's good enough to actually help me now, and you know, it gives me some insulated value, give me some youth on my team. McLaurin obviously old, but he's off a down year. Maybe this is a buy low, and I'll definitely be able to use him on my flex. You know, maybe that means I can trade away Mike Evans or something, because now I have McLaurin, is what's going through my head. I was like, that's a really good trade. But then, and this guy put up Burrow, and then I put up Kyron Williams, because, you know, I was all, you know, I can get rid of Kyron Williams, it's cool. I got McCaffrey and I got Derrick Henry. I like some of the running backs in this class, so, you know, I think I can find some value back there. At 202, I was hoping to get Jonah Coleman or Nick Singleton right there, but, you know, if the wide receivers are on the board, just stay fluid. But I kind of got a little plan in my head, and I'm going on. This guy was sending me a bunch of trades. So this guy, he said that he wanted to send me an offer for the 105 if like the board falls his way. He's like, I could wait. He's all, we can wait till we're on the clock and I could send my offer. I just really want to see the board. I was like, hey man, that's cool. I was like, I won't hit accept on anything, but I'm gonna send trades out regardless, you know. So if someone accepts it, like, hey, sorry. And he's like, all right, you know, I appreciate it. So we could pull up the board and we could run through other, you know, we could run through the teams and stuff a little bit after. I don't know if I'm gonna go all crazy in depth because there's so many players. I don't want this to be a super long video like my last one where I went through everyone's team and stuff. So 101's right here. Fernando Mendoza went right after, so is the guy I traded with, and then Carnell Tate went. This guy just, you know, sticked and picked right here. And then right here, I was trying to also trade back. So of course, the ideal plan, like when I was trading from the 1-2 and trading back to the 1-3, 4, or 5, I really would have wanted to trade back right here 1-2 to 1-3 and have this guy take Mendoza, and I'm like, oh, who wants Carnell Tate? Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, definitely in the same area. Makai Lemon, you know, the value will be there eventually, but you know, maybe not soon, but you know, he could still be one of the better receivers. He could still be on par with these two receivers eventually. So I didn't really care. You know, I'm just trying to reap some value, shore up my bench because my bench is disgusting. We got 20 bench spots, so just trying to get whatever I can out of it, because I guess I should have showed you guys the waivers. The waivers are disgusting. We can look at this. You know, James Robinson is the top guy right here. The dude who got UFL highlights right now. You know, there is nothing on these waivers. They are barren. I don't even know half these guys. I don't know any of them actually. Ben Watson or something. Logan Thomas, like Stover. Like this is all minus the rookies, obviously, but there's nothing. There's nothing on these waivers. Like Sam Howell's probably a good grab just to hold on your team. Like there's nothing on these waivers. It's not looking good. So I think I could recoup something with a bunch of rookies. So just trading back makes sense to me. So I would have loved to trade back here 1-3 and then say who wants Carnell Tate, trade back right here to 104 hopefully. You know, this guy wanted Jadarian Price anyway, so I don't know if he would have took Carnell Tate, but maybe 1-3 to 1-4 he would have took Carnell Tate. So he takes Carnell Tate. I'm like, oh, who wants Jordan Tyson? Maybe I stick and pick at Jordan Tyson just because, you know, it's being a little greedy if I trade back from Jordan Tyson and get Makai Lemon plus. It's a little greedy. Jordan Tyson, you know, he could be the number one, hits the ceiling and everything, but I probably would have done it. So I would have traded back right here and I would have been like, oh, who wants Makai Lemon? And I knew this guy, you know, this is the Twitter guy I knew. Yeah, I knew he was going to skip Makai Lemon for sure, and I knew he was going to take Casey. With that knowledge, I would have been able to trade back from 105 to 1-6 maybe, or he just stays at 1-6 and takes his Casey Concepcion. So I knew he was going to do this. With that knowledge, I could have traded back from 1-5 1.5 to 1.7 to know that I was going to get Kyle Lemon, because Jadarian Price was probably going to go right here. And then even if Mekhi Lemon right here, then I would have got Jadarian Price right here. So 1.7 was totally fine with me. So I would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 trade backs in the first round is the ideal thing. And that's 100% what I tried to do. Did not work. I was only able to trade back from 1.2 to 1.5 because this guy said he'll just stick and pick, and this guy didn't even reply to me. But it's whatever.
You know what? I lied. This guy did reply to me, but he said that he was trying to trade back, but he wasn't trying to trade back that far or something like that, because he obviously wanted Jadarian Price right here. That's how the board played out. Even right here, when I got to 1.5, like I was saying, I was going to take that trade. It was my 105 and my 2027 first, and it would have gone to this guy, actually. He would have got his own pick back, and he would have gave me T-Mac, and he would have given me, gave me Terry McLaurin. And I thought that was a really good trade. And then this guy right here was also in my DMs, and he was saying that he wanted to trade me. He's saying that he wanted the 105, and then obviously he wanted the 2027 first as well. Yeah, I told him this guy's offer, so I was like, if you could beat it, let me know. I'll come back to you before I hit accept or anything. Also, if you can't, just let me know now though, so I don't waste everyone's time. So he was gonna send me Garrett Wilson and Parker Washington. Parker Washington, all the film bros, all the guys are saying he's supposed to be good. I don't want any part of that Jackson Field offense, really. Besides Trevor Lawrence, all those weapons are just gonna vulture and hurt each other. Travis Hunter's still gonna play on offense, and it's just gonna be a mess over there, and I don't really care. I already got Jacoby Myers. I have Bren Strange. I don't even want them. I'm trying to trade them away if we're being for real. And definitely have Garrett Wilson over T-Mac in my opinion, in my eyes. So I like Garrett Wilson over T-Mac. Definitely don't think that Parker Washington would have helped me as much as Terry McLaurin would have helped me during the season. That was more of like, oh, you want to win now? So I'll give you Parker Washington. But I don't know if Parker Washington produces enough. I think this package right here, T-Mac and McLaurin, would have gave me more points this season rather than this was the value for future. If I'm trading for future, it's like, well, why am I trading my first and my 2027 first away? You know what I mean? I would rather have just taken Jordan Tyson and kept my first for next year. Maybe I just tank and, I get a high pick, 1, 2, 3, get a receiver, get a running back there. I did like Garrett Wilson though. I would have just given him Garrett Wilson 1.5 straight up. So all this was going down, and I was trying to get this 1.4 pick, and it would have been beautiful if I got this 1.4 pick, even if I had to give up the 2.2 or whatever, because I was in trade talks with this guy who I actually traded with for the 1.2 to 1.5. I was trying to give him my 1.5 and my 2027 first next year. I was like, since I was already willing to give up my 2027 first and my 1.5 for T-Mac and Terry McLaurin or whatever, Garrett Wilson and Parker Washington, I was like, hey, shoot your shot, So I went up to this guy, saw that he doesn't have running backs, or he already doesn't have running backs in general. He has Hunter, Haskins, Jaden Blue, Isaac Garendo. That's it. He's definitely probably going to get the 101 next year. Jeremiah Love's great and all, but there's good running backs next season. Maybe you don't want Jeremiah Love right now. Maybe Jeremiah Love gives you a little too much points, is what my thought process was. So I was like, hey man, shoot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Sends him my 1.5 and my 2027 first, and I said, give me Jeremiah Love, And I was like, come on. And he replied, he said, I don't hate it, but I really got to see what's on the board there at 1.5. So I was like, hey, let me try to get this 1.4. If I get this 1.4, all the receivers are still on the board, because this was when the guy at 1.4 was on the clock. We already knew Carnell Tate was gone. I was like, let me get this 1.4. If I can give Mike Evans, Godwin, my second, try to trade up to right here to get 1.4. I was like, I can send you 1.4 in my 2027 first next year, and I can get Jeremiah Love, and then I would have still had this 1.5 in my back pocket. Then I could have gone 1.5 for Garrett Wilson, 1.5 for T-Mac straight up. I got to add a second to it, and so I could still get McLaurin or something. It's got good running backs, Josh Jacobs, and Kenneth Walker, Brooks, to grab off of. And I was like, oh, this would have been beautiful if I was able to give away. I tried throwing Shador in there, this is a super flex league. I was like, should I give up Malik Willis? But he's my QB3. I was like, can I give up Malik Willis right here and try to get this 1.4 without giving up this 1.5? And I was like, there's so many moves that could be made, with this domino effect, but it didn't happen. This guy just took Jadarian Price. He was just trying to trade back. I'll get Jadarian Price at a reasonable spot, but he just wanted Jadarian Price. You can need running back all you want. I think you draft BPA for the most part, unless they're in the same tier, obviously. Do not have Jadarian Price in the same tier as Tyson. Didn't love that for him, love that for my board because Jordan Tyson was still on the board, and that's clearly what this guy wanted. Bam, 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 give me Jeremiah Love. So Jeremiah Love is a part of my team now, and with Jeremiah Love on my team, obviously with Jeremiah Love on my team, I already have CMC and Derrick Henry, and Kyron Williams was who my other running back was, but as you saw when we went through the roster breakdown, he is no longer there. So, I could have started 4 running backs a week like that. In my eyes, I thought having a deeper bench would have helped help me more. Not even like necessarily having that flexibility to switch guys out and different starters and stuff. I feel like my starters are set, but you know, I feel like I know the draft board a little bit. I feel like I know the rookies a lot. I feel like you know, I could just monopolize a bunch of picks and then I could get all the value and, you know, just make my way out that way is definitely what I think. Maybe I'm just trying to be the smartest guy in the room. You know, we make fun of that guy all the time, but I think I could do something. I'm getting my fingerprints on the team, like, for sure though. But, you know, this is a fun way to play. Trade. Frankenstein in this team, putting it back together, bringing it to life. This was the 1-2 spot. This guy's the second worst team in the league last year. Let me work with this. I think this guy got a little sour with me because I sent the trade over to this guy and I was telling this guy over here, I was like, hey man, like, I'm not gonna accept anything. I'm gonna let you try to get your final offer out and everything. I'm not accepting anything, but obviously I'm still waiting on people's replies. So if someone accepts my trade, I can't do anything about it, you know what I mean? And as I was saying that, maybe like a minute later, this guy accepted my trade. I got Jeremiah Love and he's like, you know, and he stopped replying to me. He stopped sending me offers. I started sending him trades and he was just declining and was not writing anything back. And I was like, this guy's a little sour, man. Like, I know you wanted Jordan Tyson and all. I know you wanted my first and all, but I got Jeremiah Love. You got Jeremiah Love over Garrett Wilson right now? Like, in startup value and regular value? Nah, dog. So I thought he'd understand. I guess not. It is what it is. So this guy, like, auto took Casey Concepcion. I was still trying to trade for this pick right here so I could take Mekhi Lemon and just have him sit on my taxi squad and everything. I was still trying to trade for this guy's pick because I knew he wasn't going to take Mekhi Lemon anyway. I was also trying to trade for this guy's pick because I knew this guy was going to take Casey Concepcion, and maybe this guy would have traded me the pick thinking it was going to be Casey Concepcion, and he would have been like, whatever, and would have been such a come up to get Mekhi Lemon right here, but he ghosted me. And honestly, I would have traded for this pick if I knew this guy was going to get Jadarian Price. I'm sure most of these guys in this league, they've been in the league for 4 or 5 years probably. They knew that he was going to go Jadarian Price right here. That's why they didn't trade back, because you're going to get it right here, and then it's just going to push everyone back, and that actually helps us rather than me help you try to trade back. You're just going to take this guy, you know? That's what happens when you know your league. Makes it a little easier, make it a little more predictable. You're able to find those value spikes, find those value in these picks. So Mekhi Lemon 1-7 is pretty absurd. That is crazy. He fell 2 picks, 2 whole picks right here, and that's a W for this guy. I was really just trying to trade Kyron Williams away because I don't need 4 running backs on my team, and, you know, try to recoup some assets so I could trade some more during the season, have some better guys, better assets that'll be more appealing for people to trade for mid-season is what my logic was. So even Kyron Williams right here with a 1-8, if I can get something on top of that, this guy said no. And even like back here, I was trying to trade Kyron Williams and everything, Mike Evans, you know, some of my older pieces. I'll give me Kenyon Sadiq, give me Eli Stowers, you know, even Ty Simpson. I probably would have thought of taking him here, but nobody was taking my bait. No one was taking my trades. This was not the guy on the clock. I could look at this trade. I also got a trade done right here. This was my trade, but actually, let's go back a little bit. All right, here, let's go backwards a little bit. 2027 first and 105. This guy ends up with Jordan Tyson, and I end up with Jeremiah Love. And I think I struck a nerve in the league, because look at this move. How are you gonna make this? Doesn't even involve any draft picks, man. They was scared of me. They were like, dang, this guy knows what he's doing. Probably, I don't know. Maybe they think I'm dumb, and they're just trying to shore their own team up. This guy was able to get Drake London, gave away AJ Brown, George Pickens. You know, sell high on George Pickens, like we were talking about. AJ Brown, you know, maybe he only has a few good years left. Is he still elite? You know, we went through that video too. Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt, backfield is wide open. He could easily take it from Katron Allen. Katron Allen can take it from him. The other undrafted free agent, shoot, I forget. Is he Hemby? Is it Roman Hemby, or is it Robert Henry Jr. that's over there? I think it's Robert Henry Jr. that's over there. I think Hemby's on the Raiders. Hey, it's wide open. So this was a good trade. I looked at their teams. It made sense for both of them, but shoot, this guy's shoring up. That trade went through. And this trade, so B-Dub, he is the current champion. He is the 112 slot. He just won last year, and he's able to trade away Brian Thomas Jr. I think he had the 108 this season, and he had the 112. He just won the season, and he still has draft picks this year, and now he sends away Brian Thomas Jr. and gets a first and a second in 2027. This is an elite move. He made this trade when he was on the clock at 108, and he took Omar Cooper Jr. right after. That's how you play the market. You get a first and a second for BTJ, you know, and then you just pick up a young receiver afterwards. It's too easy out here. So it feels crazy to play with somebody like this, because this is something I would do. This is what I do in my leagues. So I was like, might be a little tough for me here. I thought I could do something. Shoot, maybe these guys, you know, they're gonna be elite. They're gonna be good competition for me. I don't know, maybe. But that was a nice move, and his team's pretty nice already. And so right here, you can see I was trying to get any of his receivers. Kyron Williams straight up for Lad McConkey, sent him straight up for Burden. Added a 4th in there. Tried to get Olave from him. I don't know. Throwing out random offers, trying to see, like, does he value picks more? Does he like this draft class? Does he want, you know, 2027 picks? Just trying to still feel out the league and see what's up, see what's happening with these guys. guys, but he didn't like any of them. So he just straight up traded me 109 for Kyron Williams when he was on the clock. That's the offer he sent to me. And I was like, you know, and I countered. I said, how about Kyron Williams for your 109 and Travis Hunter? I don't know his sentiment on Travis Hunter. You know, I probably could have guessed that he drafted him. The F was for Fields in that moment. So the sentiment was, I'm going to keep him. Sunk cost fallacy. He countered like almost automatically and took out Travis Hunter and put the 209. I was just talking with him in the DMs and I was like, dang, you believe in Travis Hunter like that? I was obviously, I believe him in like that because I was trying to sneak him in the deal. I was all, but you like him more than the 209? And he's like, I think the potential's there and everything. You know, we're just talking back and forth. I was all, that's crazy. I was all, but I'll take the 209. It's cool. As you can see, I took this trade. I got 109 and 209 for Kyron Williams. Didn't necessarily have to do this move, but I don't want my league mates to like figure me out yet, you know? Maybe now they're thinking this guy's just over trading. Maybe this guy just likes all the picks and da-da-da-da-da. Maybe that is a strategy I'm trying to do, work with maybe subconsciously, but hey man, I think I can figure this board out. If everyone wants to give me all their picks and I can just rebuild my entire bench, I'm with it. So that happened. I don't know if I ever, real quick for that first trade, I might have put it on the screen, but I don't think I talked about it like that. So the 102, I traded back to the 105, and I got 207 and 208 on top of it. So yeah, just trading back 3 spots. You know, I didn't want Mendoza anyway, and you know, at the 207, 208, I think I could find some gems in there. I think I know my rookies, hopefully. So, you know, I made that trade, and I was able to get Kenyon Sadiq right here. I was gonna hold the board up and try to see if I could trade back and do all that jazz, but I was like, it's alright. There's a lot of people on right now. A lot of people were talking in the chat. A lot of people jumping, so I was like, I'll just take Sadiq right here. Insulated value. Maybe I'm even able to use him this year in tight end premium. It's only 0.5 extra, but maybe that gets him into a flex spot every now and then. But, you know, I thought the value was there. 1.9 is around where he goes. You know, they're all in the same tier. I had Kenyon Sadiq just 1.8, but yeah, I'm not always right. Just most of the time. The sentiment was there though, because this guy straight up just took Stowers right after, albeit it's the guy who's rebuilding. So, you know, Eli Stowers definitely fits his build more than Kenyon Sadiq would have. I was really surprised he took Stowers. Definitely thought he was going to take Ty Simpson. Hey man, it works. I was trying to trade this guy. I was like, maybe actually take Ty Simpson here. Champion dude. He was able to take Omar Cooper Jr. like I was saying earlier. And then he took Jonah Coleman. I really wanted Jonah Coleman right here. Even though I just got Jeremiah Love and everything. I was like, oh, Jonah Coleman would probably fit on my team pretty well. It probably was a good thing that he took him, so I wasn't tempted to take him, so I could take Antonio Williams right here. He took Denzel Boston. I was like, perfect. I wanted Antonio Williams anyway. My wide receivers are way too old right now. Antonio Williams could jump into my flex easily. You know, I need to get a little youth in there. I need to get some valuable pieces, trading pieces and all. So that's why I took Antonio Williams here instead of Nick Singleton. And I was hoping that somehow, some way Nick Singleton falls to me right here. Did not even last another pick. So he was gone. I was like, maybe Jeremy Bernard falls to me right here. Nope. Got picked right after. And this guy probably going to take Chris Bell. I can pull up my board right here. I got my queue. I got 52. So there's not 50. There's only 48 rookies right here. Granted, I went through the entire actual thing right here of every single rookie. So, you know, some guys are just here to be here. But this is not necessarily the order I have them. Just like the way I wanted to look at them. So hopefully Chris Bell falls to me right here at the 2-7. He slid 2 guys right here. And Emmett Johnson. I really want Emmett Johnson on my team. I tried to send this guy a trade. I don't know, you know, I said I knew what this guy did for Casey Concepcion. I don't know what he's going to do right here. And I really want Chris Bell on my team, you know, want to get good young receivers on my team, but I just think Emmett Johnson's actually going to be used. I actually just think they're going to use him 1-2 punch him with Kenneth Walker. So I might choose him right here. I mean, I don't think this guy's going to trade me. But, yeah, I'm hoping he trades me. And then I'm going to be on a dilemma right here. I'll probably take Chris Bell. I'll probably just take Chris Bell for the upside. The hopium. But Emmett Johnson would be a nice pick. I don't know if this guy will take Emmett Johnson because he has some good running backs already. This is his spot. Yeah, he has Travion. He has Scat. He does have Brashard Smith already. So that might be signaling towards Emmett Johnson. Don't know, though. He has Javonte. He has Ramondre Stevenson. He has Rashad White. This is Bijan, too. Charbonnet. Why would you take a running back here? Please don't be best player available. Might try to outsmart the board there and take Chris Bell, and hopefully he takes like Zachariah Branch or something. Maybe Chris Brazel. Hey, maybe you Elijah Surratt guy. Those 2 guys don't get taken. Let's just say those 2 guys get taken. I got 3 picks right here. I'll take Zachariah Branch, Chris Brazel, Elijah Surratt. Maybe not Surratt. That's not right. I'd take Ted Hurst over him. I don't know if I'd take Mike Washington right there. I think I'd put the receivers above him. Ted Hurst is getting way too much hype on him. Might be able to leave him and get him at the 3-2. 2 though, so do I want to play that game? I don't know. Malachi Fields, you know, with all this news of Malik Neighbors, maybe someone jumps up for him. John Allen, I do like him as the running back to go after Mike Washington, after Emmett Johnson. Like we've been saying, he could win the job. Bill can win the job. Robert Henry could win the job. Undrafted free agent, but this guy was a 6th-round pick like we've been talking about. I do like Jacoby Lane. Surratt's probably going to score the touchdowns to get more points. You know how I feel about Skylar Bell. You know how I feel about it. But should I just take Carson Beck and Allar right here, take them back to back, and just hold QB's hostage? I mean, everyone else is holding QB's hostage already. I've been saying QB holders in my other league. We got 20 bench spots right here. Just take a peek at these. I'll let you guys look at this. I'll sit in silence, but just look at these guys. 12 teams, QBs. Look at them. That's crazy, right? That's so crazy. This guy has Trubisky on his team. I mean, it makes sense. You may as well hold quarterbacks if you're gonna hold anything, and there's nothing else on the waivers anyway. But shoot, like this guy's 3 quarterbacks. This guy's holding Mason Rudolph, Trey Lance still, Brosmer. I mean, I'm gonna do it too. I'm taking all my QBs. I mean, you guys probably seen it right here. I got some QBs down there. I got Nussmeier still, Klubnik. Might push them up just because I don't know. I feel like the quarterbacks are gonna go. We'll see. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's gonna be here. You know, after these 2 guys go, but should I take quarterbacks? I mean, I could. They probably have the most value, most insulated value and all, but I still want to win this year, man. Here are my guys. 1-1, 2-2. Let's get it again. 1-9. Oh, that is the board right now. Still waiting on the clock for these guys. I was going to do a quick rundown of teams, but I don't want this video to be too crazy long, so I'll let you guys just look at the board. Look at these guys right here, and I'll let you guys check it out. Stop the video. Look at it hard if you really want. I'll probably go over the one guy's team that I've seen before, or that I was looking at. I was like, damn, this guy's team is really good. Maybe that's why nobody wanted to take this orphan on, but it's pretty crazy. So we'll go over the winner, and then we'll go over the one guy's team that was really good. This is the winner's team. Elaw Harvey, Irving, Michael Wilson, Amon-Ra, Pittman, Bowers, Jaden Higgins, Kyle Monungai, Brock Purdy, you got Penix, Mac Jones, Ray Davis, Woody Marks, Tyzer Spears, Cedric Tillman, Walker, Royals, Knoll, Kyle Williams, Lane, Mooney, Naylor, Helm, and Komet. And he already dropped a bunch of his guys, and no taxi. And he gets Amar Cooper Jr. That's Jonah Coleman. He has 2 firsts next year, man. 2-3 seconds. This guy is building a dynasty. So with that knowledge, with him winning the championship last year, I sent him Mike Evans. I sent him Kyron Williams. I was trying to take his picks, trying to take like Monungai back, trying to take Woody Marks or something like that. And I said, and in the DM I said, go win your back-to-back, King. It did not work. It did not work at all. He declined the trade. Didn't even send me a counter. Didn't even say nothing back. So feels bad. Feels bad, man. And it's this guy. This guy's the commissioner. So he's probably begging for this league to not go under because look at his team. He got the 9th slot. So maybe he got knocked out by like a Puka Nakua team or something, or Jamar Chase had a bad game that week or something. But look at it. Look at this. This is nasty. Jalen Hurts, Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, AJ Brown. You know, he's the one that made that trade. He traded away Drake London and Bill, and he got George Pickens, AJ Brown. They want this chip. They want their chip. They should have won it last year. They got Loveland, Travis Etienne, James Cook, Lamar Jackson. You got Geno Smith, Joe Flacco, Stidham, Huntley, Braylon Allen, Eckler, Johnson, Dowdle, A.D. Mitchell, Torrey Horton, Mumfield. Dang, I can't even take Mumfield in this league. I didn't even notice that. Metcalf, Romeo Dobbs, Treylon Burks, Mechie, Booty, Henry, Ingram, Schultz, and T.J. Hawk. And he has Trey Harris on the tap. No picks this year, but I mean, you could see traded all his 2027 picks away already. This guy got a good team, really good team, but he lost. See, that's why I'm saying that you just got to get into the playoffs. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. So that's a good team, and then the team that just won the league, hey, they're definitely gonna be something. There are gonna be obstacles in my way, but I think I can take them. You know, I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe do a video. Maybe if the action is happening once a week, maybe during the season, like I'll go through all my dynasty teams once a week and just show what happened and just talk about it a little bit. You know, that'll be an easy video and probably interesting enough. Maybe people like it, but we'll see. Hopefully you guys like taking the journey with me through this poor little orphan team. The team was already pretty good to start with, and I probably could have just took Carnell Tate at the 102 or QB hoarded with Fernando Mendoza there, but nah, I need to dissect that thing and make this team my own. Get the spooky ghost vibe off this team and get my fingerprints all over it. Like I was saying earlier, super fun and refreshing to take over this orphan and be in a league full of randos, especially with all this heavy activity you've seen with me with these offers. Don't forget your daily dose of send that trade. Send it. Send it.
But that's it for today, though. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, rebuilds fade, dynasties reign. Call me a lover boy, simp, Libra. It's more than lovesick. I got a fever. Feelings overloading. Not to be a diva. Standing 10 toes down. I'm not gonna leave you.